Service and leadership are the same thing. Great organizations that have great service in a consistent manner are always manned by people, populated by people that are good leaders, whether it's leaders of other people or they just have a good attitude about their own jobs. Art versus science. The art of customer service is the interpersonal side. It's that feeling that somebody gets when they walk in the store. It's how long they have to wait before they're helped. And according to the data that David shared, the Dress Barn organization, the perception is, I don't have to wait when I walk in here. Whereas in some places it's like, hello, can I spend some money here? Right? So the art of customer service versus the science. And the science is the tangible, technical stuff. I was working with some heart surgeons about 3 years ago. They were part of a clinic that belonged to an HMO. They were all part of this whole package. They were losing business, and the reason was this. They had rotten service. They maintained their skill sets as surgeons. They could split a chest, they could fix the valves, but they were nasty to the patients or to the patients' families. We're the best, don't talk to anybody else. If you don't like it, tough. Well, the competition came along, and competition always decides how high the bar is going to be, and the competition had equally qualified, skilled surgeons who had good bedside manner. And they had staff members and front office people that could help these patients or the patients' families wind their way through the maze of insurance claims or whatever the case might be. So again, it's both have to be in place. They were used to taking orders and nothing else. So to what extent are we empowering and creating that environment of it's okay to take a risk, make a few mistakes, in the essence of transforming ourselves and making that into a reality? So you can imagine how many other people I had to go to talk to and how agitated my kids got and how agitated I got as I talked to more and more people. Ultimately, I got the turkey. But the service, up until that point, which had been so great, now turned into, who's got the turkey? Who's got the turkey? And I'm the one who had to go find the darn turkey. Completely unraveled their great service. So exactly that is what a lot of us run into anymore. Think about your own experiences as a customer where you've been the one to go out and solve the problems. You've been the one to go out and create the new ideas. You've been the one to be made into the bad guy. So when people call into us or call into Cigna, they don't want more of that. And if we can provide them an environment where, wow, this is an oasis from the reality of life, you're one step ahead of the game. Disneyland, as the head of training, was to get people into the university, newly hired employees, fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, transferred in from other engineering groups, whatever the case might be. And I got them at least for 8 hours. And my job was to sprinkle pixie dust on people and get them all excited. And then I'd send them off for their on-the-job training. Because we realize that if you're going to produce out on the job, we don't want trainees evacuating a ride. We want people who know what they're doing evacuating a ride if there's an issue. But it's amazing how often I would get executives calling me saying, hey, you know, we just hired this new marketing director and she is the best thing since sliced bread. Do me a favor and cut her out of training for the next few weeks. And when things calm down, I'll send her back to you. But we've got this really important project to get out of the way. What do you say? And I'd say, nope, can't do it. Then he would call my boss and complain. And bless my boss's soul, every time somebody would call and complain, my boss would say, what did Doug say to you? There was consistency there of a policy, of a procedure, of an application. Yes, it was a sacred cow, but it was in place for a good reason, and it was communicated regularly. Whereas if my boss had countermanded me, all of a sudden my credibility is gone, and all of a sudden we have inconsistency.